decided to come on and do a live because Nico presented a question, and we thought that it'd be a good idea to come on live. And Rick actually, I'm not sure if he responded in the comments. I know he asked her a question in response to her question. And so we just wanted to address it live. And we're going to wait for some more people to come on, but that's really the gist of why we decided to come on live. We were sitting here because she chimed in. Let's see if I can get her in here as well, because we want you guys to chime in on the question. You all chimed in the comment section, but let's talk about it. Since we're live and in color, let's go ahead and have a conversation. So let's address what was Nicole's question, babe?
It was pretty much saying that she DM'd a person, asking them to have a coffee, and summarizing. And his response was, "We'll look into the new year. New year comes. The little one more DM, but after that, he pretty much goes silent." And I was saying to her that somebody like that is not going. Somebody like that, they may not lead. You give them opportunity, and they can't respond. They can't communicate. They can't. Say, hey, let's time to go get that coffee. Well, that's just an early indication. What you ain't gonna do? Can you plan? If you can't plan a cup of coffee and set a time for a small Starbucks meeting or whatever, how can you, when it's time to take for a date? How can you plan it? How can you set the things in motion? If you're dating with a purpose, ultimately you want a mate, a person to be by your side. And as a man, you most of the time you should be wanting to lead it. And as leading, you should always have the family or the group or the relationship first and foremost. And that is, if something basic like that as responding and trying to get a cup of coffee, you can't get that right, you may not be getting too much right off the top. Or he's lacking something, or even like Janelle said, something else has his attention. Mm-hmm. Maybe you're not the one he wants right off the top. Maybe you're the fallback plan, and you shouldn't be playing number two to nobody. If one person don't want you, somebody else do. I guarantee it. Another thing, Rick had said something he wanted to be frank about. I wanted to catch on. I wanted to see what he was going to say about that. But while we wait on that, something else came across, saying, guys, sometimes why can't a woman ask out? Yeah, you can ask, but you got to be careful, because not every guy is honorable. Not every guy is going to take that. Let's go out as let's get to know each other. So you're going to take that as let me get to know you sexually.
So let me ask you something.
I'm listening.
So you're saying that when a woman asks a man out, the automatic thought is that she's easy, or you don't take her seriously, or what?
No, I won't say automatic. I won't say, first thing, we can't say it's everybody.
Okay. I agree with that.
Yeah, we can't say it's everybody. But there's a large percentage of it that can take it that way, where it makes it not advisable of life. I'm pretty sure you can do things to let a man know that you're interested, other than just ask him out, because he's got to be a man. He got to step forward. I have been a guy who was like, yo, I don't mind somebody asking me out, but at the same time, I learned that, hey, sometimes when that happens, I can actually, this may be controversial, but I can lose my alpha place, or never, for even at the beginning, because
Rick just came in back. Let's see. So Rick, we because you had commented to Nico's post. You said you asked her, "Can you be frank?" And we wanted to just come on live and address that because Marcus and I were sitting here talking about it as we were, reading what she posted and then the comments that came through. I kind of have mixed emotions about that, about a woman approaching a man. But I'm going to be honest with you. I typically kind of fall to what my male friends say about that. And most of my male friends say that they prefer to, I guess, pursue the woman.
Yeah.
They say they prefer, because that's who they're choosing. But they said they also enjoy a woman, like they didn't complain about a woman asking them on a date. They don't complain about women flirting with them. But they said, ultimately, that's not the woman that they chose. And that a man always feels more comfortable choosing the woman. So I specifically wanted to know your thoughts, Rick. And I don't see that Nico has even jumped on here yet. But I don't know. Maybe she'll watch the replay. I don't know if she's busy right now when she made the post. But we wanted to just come on live and talk about that particular subject. Should a woman pursue a man? How much so? If not at all, like, what should that look like?
You can see that far?
I got my glasses on.
Maybe I can take mine off. But anyway, that's beside the point. So we can actually take it back to another, look at a different angle. A lot of us guys, we like to say we are the hunters.
Mm-hmm.
We are naturally a hunter. So if that's the case, if we're the hunter, do we want the prey to just automatically jump in our mouth?
I've never heard it said like that.
Yeah, we know what I'm saying. Are we really a hunter, or we just being fed?
If the prey just jumps in your mouth.
Yeah, we just being fed. We're not a hunter. We're just being fed.
That's interesting.
That's what a dog does now. Dogs wasn't hunters. All they do is go to their damn bowl.
That's interesting.
You put a dog in the woods, he's gonna die. Or a house dog. You don't tell me about your dog.
Get off my dog.
No, but it's enough things I believe a woman can do or a lady can do to let her know that hey, I'm interested in you. Hey, I'm available for you to pursue me, or if you like me, come to me. Or be so. Hey, if I'm attracted to you, I'm coming for you. Especially if I'm confident. We all gonna get turned down sometime. Hell, we're gonna get turned down a lot of times. Everybody can't be Casanova. But that's just part of it. That's you take your lumps.
That's called taking the L.
You take the L. Ain't nobody got perfect record in love. I'm sorry. If they do, let me see them. Invite them on. No, not every man. Not one man got a yes every time.
So, do you think that Nico should, so what's your final thought? Do you think that she should send him another DM?
Nope.
Okay.
Don't go. Nope.
There goes my other option because he answered. He answered before I could.
Yeah.
So, Nico, Marcus's opinion is you should not DM him anymore. I want Rick to chime in still and say what he wanted to be frank about when he said that. I'm interested to know what his comment is because
you gotta take that bonnet off.
You overshare like you do. You overshare. That's between family.
Okay.
That ain't for the group. See, we gotta have our issues right here on camera. Yeah. Oversharing. Oversharing ass.
Oh yeah, you're right.
So anyway, y'all.
But let's keep it going. This was a good Sunday conversation. Let's go ahead and keep it moving. I know it's probably gonna carry on to tomorrow, and because once people start seeing and addressing, people have more and more opinions about the situation. Another thing, why I got you here, are we about to wrap this up? Or we'll keep going?
I guess so, because nobody's commenting.
All right, so as we wrap it up, keep engaging during the week when we post little opinions or questions in there. We really enjoy those. So actually develops and start seeing insights to anything and everything else. But I think we're starting to get more momentum and everything is going. The lines of communication are open. And one last thing, January 14th, RSVP. Send it to the email. Let us know. Remember, only 15 seats available. I think we're down to 13. No, actually, we're down to 12 seats now. I know how things go. We'll start slow, but also everything will start going real fast. So go ahead and reserve your spot for that Friday, and we'll see you there, baby.
That's it. I wanted y'all to chime in and be interactive with us, but I see y'all ain't in the mood. It's Sunday evening. I get it. Y'all chilling, y'all relaxing. Y'all like, we ain't gonna be talking to y'all right now. But I thought it was such an important conversation, and it was a great topic to kind of have the conversation about that, because this is pretty much like an ongoing debate about if it's okay for a woman to, ask a man out. If a woman asks a man, on a date or tries to pursue, and let's see what Janelle's saying. It must be an issue.
Okay.
Let's see what it is.
Guess I could bring you a stand.
You can keep talking to people, right?
You're right. So, as I was saying, January 14th, we're gonna wrap this first session up. What's also gonna happen is we're gonna start leading to our next segment. I'm not gonna tell you what it is just yet.
Oh, she said they talking. It's in the comments, but we don't see anything.
Oh, dang. Sorry, people.
We don't see anything.
So let's do this. Baby, come sit down a second. Bring your laptop up here. I'll bring you a stand. Let you put your stand so you can see. Start reading the comments.
Oh, get your phone.
My phone's dead.
It's not showing on the laptop either.
Oh, my phone's about dead.
It's not showing. It's a Facebook issue, I guess.
So let me check my phone, because my phone got like.
Sorry, y'all. We really didn't see any comments. We was like, they ain't engaging with us. What's up?
Hold on. Let me see what we got going on. It says add a video. Turn the volume down so I can hear my voice. Yeah. I guess you gotta live in the metaverse to understand this now.
Sorry, y'all. Facebook is like tripping.
Yeah. Maybe I gotta open my Facebook.
Oh.
All right.
They say Meta now.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay, now we're rocking and rolling, y'all.
Oh, you see
Hold
something?
Hold on. He getting in.
I'm trying. Hold on.
There it is.
All right.
All right, now click on it. I see comments. They are commenting.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Okay.
So. Damn.
Okay, we rocking now, y'all. We can see it. We couldn't see the comments.
All right, so, all right. Can you see them?
No, I can't see.
She said, okay.
I'll look at it.
Yeah.
Because you was like slower.
I'm trying to say I read something.
Okay, Nico says she's here and she says she has a follow-up. But them the only comments we see. Is it more comments? How do I scroll?
Oh, Look at my chin. Okay. I have a fellow IP. Nico is here.
Janelle says a lot of comments. Facebook playing with us.
I just sent you a request to join.
Won't let us be great. A request for who to join?
Me, so I can see what's going on. Yeah. All right, so.
Yeah, it's not showing.
Yeah, still, yeah. What's this? Approve.
You didn't need to join it.
Oh, my bad. I got out of it. All right, so yeah, even my comments are real slow. Nope. Oh.
Okay.
There we go.
There we go. That's just crazy. Okay, so Nico, what was your question? Your other question? You had a follow-up question. Recently, I've heard that men don't mind if a woman expresses interest and reach out. So how does that turn into a woman being out of place, aggressive, and a turnoff? Pick a struggle, please. I think it depends on what man you're talking to.
Yeah, but also, let me read it again because it's express interest. So how does that turn into one being out of place, aggressive, and turn? Pick a struggle. First of all, all right, so I should have turned it off. Aggressive is
Hi, Sharon.
Aggressive. Showing a man if you have interest is not necessarily being aggressive. It's just showing that you have interest. It gives an opportunity to pursue. Now, you want to talk aggressive? Is when like a woman, coming up and saying all that fly stuff, extra over the top stuff.
What's up, baby?
Say a little too natural. Anyway, that could be aggressive, but no, showing a little interest because you have to. Sometimes you have to give a man a little nudge. Hey, how you doing? A little smile, a little wink, something. I won't say wink, but a little smile goes a long way. Subtle hints, and if they, and a man, if you want to pursue, he'll pursue.
So she said, "It's shoot your shot, then you too aggressive." I don't think that's what it is. I personally think that you can show a man that you're interested without saying anything, right? So an example would be like, I smile at the man. I give him eye contact. Little subtle things I think is good. I don't think speaking to a man is too much. Yeah, like Janelle said, I don't think showing interest is aggressive. You're putting it out there that you're interested. I totally agree with that. Like, it's okay to put out an interest, like some indication that you're interested. But I think, like, what you're trying to say, babe, is if you're like, when it comes down to it, if it looks like pursuit, right? That's what you're saying.
Correct.
If it looks like pursuit, it's not necessarily what men are seeking or looking for.
Right. So let's circle back to the DM, her original DM.
Mm-hmm.
Now maybe let's take a look at it. Maybe that was the only opportunity she can get to him, even to shoot the shot in some way, or flirt or whatever, or lay interest.
Mm-hmm.
And I can kind of see that. But the second follow up, and after I gave you the opening, come on.
Right.
The second time, oh, you playing.
Okay, and that's kind of what Twyla just alluded to. Twyla said, I think with the guy she was pursuing, he didn't seem to be taking a sense of urgency. And then Nico said, what's the difference between pursuit and aggressive? Misi said, if it's too persistent, then that might be a turnoff.
Yeah, persistent. Oh,
okay, he gotta go get his charger because his phone's gonna go dead. Mine gonna go dead too. So Nico, let's address Nico's question first. And also, like what Twyla said, I think that with the guy she was pursuing, he didn't seem to be taking a sense of urgency. I agree with that. I totally agree. It was like, I'm gonna love your comment, but I'm not gonna really engage. And so, like that part, I wasn't feeling that part. Like I felt like he should have gave me more. And then, babe, you want to answer the difference between pursuit and aggressive?
I mean, pursuit is some okay. Aggressive and pursuit. One of pursuit is what a man should be doing. Period. I won't say a period, but a man should be doing the pursuit. A woman or a lady, she should be she can show interest, but she shouldn't pursue it. Aggressive, all right. Flirting, little flirt is not aggressive. Aggressive could be also. Let's think of a good example. If I show the interest that I flirt with you once, and I keep coming at you, I keep doing everything, I keep standing next to you, I'm constant. Okay, now you doing too much. All right, hold on now. Or if I give you an indication, okay, I'm even inside to talk to you already, and you keep coming back, like say we just met, and you keep coming. Oh, hold on now, you're already in my space. Let me know you see if I really want you in my space.
Yeah,
that could be aggressive. Or doing too much. Let me take you out. Come on. Or I can pay for it. Baby, I got it. I don't.
That's coming on too strong.
Yeah, not okay. So, or let's go here. Let's do this. Take me here. Now we going to a whole little ball game. Let the man see your lights. Let him plan something. If no, sometimes it don't work. That the plan we make don't work. But guess what? Now I know what don't work, what you don't like. Let me go from there. Not every first date is gonna be spectacular. Not every first date is gonna be a win. Even in baseball, you get three tries at it. If the first one if you didn't like, say we went to a restaurant, I picked a restaurant. You didn't like that food. I didn't know you liked that food because it never came up, or you didn't like that location, that restaurant. Say, oh yeah, I'll take you to such and such.
Well, hold on, babe, because you're going off on something else like I do all the time.
Yeah, I do.
So you answered the question, which was
stop me there.
Pursuit versus aggressive, right?
Okay.
And so let's go back to the comments. Rodney said, if he is not responding, doesn't sound like he is interested.
Agree.
Twyla says, pursue, you did that the first time. Aggressive is 3 to 4 times continuing to ask, do you want to meet? Do you want to go out? Can I call you? That becomes aggressive, especially if he hasn't responded to your advances. So I want more of the men to chime in on this about how do you feel, like you guys are responding to her initial question, but how do you personally feel about a woman pursuing you as a man? I mean, because the women, we typically chime in about things that a man would feel or think, but let's get it from the men's perspective.
So I think, Rodney, I see you said something. I really appreciate that. Rick, I know you saying your piece, or thank you. What did she say? Going down that way.
So Rick said something, but we don't see the comment. So Janelle just asked him to repeat it.
Going down. Okay. I read slow. Forgive me. Talk fast, read slow. Going down this aggressive path. Read that one. That's curious. Kind of fun. That's kind of interesting.
So Nico said, going down this aggressive path of woman's sexuality, I feel it's okay to say I'm interested in sex, but he wants to be the one to initiate.
Yeah, let him initiate. I mean, you said, so you're saying that I'm interested in sex. Now, are we talking just a sexual encounter, or are we just talking as we in a relationship? We're pursuing a relationship, and it's that time. you do need your charm. So that's a clarity I need on that one.
So yeah, what's Marcus asked you, Nico, if this is just one sexual encounter you're trying to have, or if it's about like just a sexual relationship per se. So Rick has responded. What I said was, Nico, you were out of order after the first point of contact. It's not your job to pursue or chase. The Bible says he who finds, Hebrews, not she brews. Your job is to put yourself in position to be found. And then Rodney says, if I were in that vein, I would not like that. I would rather be the one in pursuit. So now we got the men chiming in. So Nico said that the men she's hearing from are saying that she should pursue. It's okay to pursue. But the men that are in the group is saying, no, you shouldn't be pursuing, Nico. And then Rick further says he's not interested. A man pursues what he likes and or wants. That's
pretty much the consensus.
I think that's what all the men are saying, is that they don't feel like he's really interested, and that you probably should not pursue anymore. And Nico says, Rick Williams, again, Ruth went to the thrusting floor and laid at his bed to show interest.
Ooh. She did. Ooh. Uh-oh. She did. Uh-oh. She did.
This sounded like a round table for real.
Yeah. Right. Uh-oh. Rodney, what you got to say about that?
Rodney?
Yeah, Rodney, what you got to say about that one?
Chime in. I need to pour me another glass of wine on this. Uh-oh. Nico said, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Pick a struggle. Oh, it got deep, y'all. It got deep. Y'all getting deep on us over here. Uh-oh. Rodney.
So
we looking for you, brother.
Yeah.
Chime in.
So Ruth did it. I'm not doing the story of Ruth. I'm trying to remember the details of it, but she sure did.
Uh-oh, got quiet.
Yeah. Do we need to go pull up the story of Ruth?
Go get the Bible.
Yeah. Story time.
He said, repeat what was said. So look at Nico's comment above. Rick said he's not interested. A man pursues what he likes and or wants. And then he says, Nico, you were out of order after the first point of contact. It's not your job to pursue or chase. The Bible says he who finds, Hebrews, not she brews. Your job is to put yourself in position to be found. And then Nico came back and said, Rick Williams, again, Ruth went to the thrusting floor and laid at his bed to show interest. So what is your follow-up to that, Rodney? That's interesting.
Yeah. So I'm really trying to think about how the whole beginning of Ruth started. You know, I remember the story, but I don't remember all the details. And because I remember he had to ask permission. They told. So, well, until that one gets addressed.
Well, I'm not the Bible historian, so I'm definitely not going to touch that one. I'm gonna let them. She said, while he's gathering his thoughts, I posted about the sex question from earlier. Oh, so that never got answered.
What was the question? It was a sexual encounter or?
Yeah, so I guess you were waiting on her answer from that. So what was your question to her?
Oh, so it was something about sex. Now, when we was talking about initiating sex, okay, my bad. we're talking about initiating sex. You know, the woman showing interest in the guy initiating. Now, one thing we got established now is this whole encounter we talking about, or the encounter in general about the sex, is it just sexual based, or is it we talking about sex as we build a relationship? Because if it's just a sexual encounter, I mean, it is what it is. You know, it's just about sex. All this other stuff is not really a too much of a valid point. Now, if it's a relationship based, and in my opinion, if it's it's all right to just let the guy know that you're gonna that you are sexually attracted or attracted to him, and yes, I believe he should initiate it because once again it's taking charge. Once again, it's showing leadership. And if you're desiring a gentleman who's going to lead or take charge of things, if he can't taking charge of sex is one, because guess what? That's leadership. Leadership. That's I gotta take the plunge, or hey, I gotta say, okay, she's interested, I'm interested. Let me make the move.
Okay, so Missy said interest isn't the same pursuit. Thoughts. And then Erica said, just like anything else, one must know their audience. Each man is different. I think it was okay for her to say, hey, I'm here. That wasn't pursuit. It was just an initial greeting.
I do like to
I think the initial greeting wasn't it. I think it was the two follow-ups with no real response.
Yeah. Well,
or interest.
But she made a valid point about know your audience.
Right.
Knowing your audience, if you know he's not the type of guy who would take that initial and go left with it or go all the way to the right with it, I should say, that's fine. But like she said, the ones after that, no, you're doing too much. So now the guys say there are a lot of guys who say the first time was too much. That's just really it's a matter of opinion. And you got to say know your audience. So that's the best way to say it was know your audience. But you're trying to know the guy. If you did that and the guy was an asshole and went all the way right with it, you didn't know the audience and he wasn't worth it anyway. Because remember, dating is an audition or interview for who you're trying to be with forever.
Mm-hmm. So Rodney said, as we discussed at the first event, Ruth positioned herself following the Lord. She did not pursue. What's he saying? Poisoned. Yeah, positioned herself. And then Nico said, no, as the relationship progresses, he wants to be the only one who initiates. And Nico said she still went to his bed and laid down. That's initiating. Rodney says, me as a man has less interest if she shows all her cards too soon. And that's what you said earlier. You basically said if a woman comes and pursues me, then I'm looking at her in a certain way. But I think, like, let's just go back to what Erica said, which I agree with. Here's the thing. You have to know your audience, right? Because I have a lot of male friends. And most of my male friends, they pretty much agree that they don't want a woman to pursue them. But I got a few male friends who say it's okay. I'm good with it. She can, pursue me. She can ask me out. That's okay with me. But I think that, it really is a personal preference, and you have to figure that out as you go. At this point, my honest opinion is don't say anything else to him. And then Rodney says she may seem thirsty to the man.
After 2 times, possibility, at this point in time, you leave him alone. In my opinion, leave him alone, and you'll never find the answer unless he starts pursuing you. I wouldn't think about it. Beat my head over, take more brain power of it, because he had an opportunity. and he didn't pursue it. So if he didn't have, once you gave him an opportunity, he didn't do it. That's fine. Whatever reason he had, that's his own reason. That's it.
So she says this was, I guess she said this was my first time doing this, and I typically don't do it, but was finding more men comfortable with the first initial contact. So, okay, I'm gonna say this. When I moved to Dallas, one of the things that me and all of my single friends were like, these men don't come up and say anything to you, right? Like, they don't initiate conversation. They'll stand over there and they'll stare at you, but they won't say anything, right? I would say this all the time. Me and all my single friends can attest to this.
They still do.
Yeah. And like there's still a conversation that men don't approach us, right? And literally I can count on one hand how many men actually walked up to me and approached me and tried to, have a conversation and take me on a date or something like that. Because it wasn't many. Although people would assume that I would have men doing that, it would not happen. They would look, they would stare, but they wouldn't come over and say anything. They wouldn't initiate. And I was like, this is really kind of weird. Because in St. Louis, men, they'll approach you, even the men who you'd be like, now come on now. But they still would approach you. So I wasn't used to like men not saying anything. And so what do you do in instances where you're just not getting approached? You just wait.
Okay.
What's your thoughts?
So first of all, now when you talk about not being approached, a lot of times where that could come from too is where you're considered, we guys consider we're in a man shortage. If it's a man shortage, supply and demand. I set my cost. If I'm just not looking for a woman to settle down with, be with, I don't have to. I don't have to be the aggressor. I don't have to talk to you because guess what? Women out here are coming to me. I don't have to do it. I'm being chose. If I'm being chose, guess what? If you choose me, and I'm all ones who choosing me, I got my pick. And guess what? If you're being aggressive and I got my pick, you show, like you said, you show me your card, show me your hand. I can do what I want with you. You gave me the control. You gave me the power to do what I want. To misuse it, whatever. Then you expect me to change? No, because you was the aggressor. I don't have to approach you. You approach me, and you got other people approaching me. Let's not even get to like when other friends of friends approaching me. If you think we're in a shortage and we're high demand, I ain't gotta do that. I ain't got to talk to you. You gonna come to me. As long as I got one who come to me, my ego gonna say the same. I'm getting my enjoyments. I get the benefits of relationship from multiple women who try to do that to land me in a relationship, and I can still be a dog. I don't necessarily have to do that. That's probably part of the reason why you don't get approached. I got the power. I got the cards in my hand.
Wow, that's interesting, y'all. That's interesting. So I'm gonna tell you what other men would always say to me when I would say that. He's intimidated by you. Like, okay, so I have a hard time with that whole he's intimidated by me thing. Because there's so many women out here, right? And there's so many different options. So if you want a woman that's chilled and reserved, okay, there's women for that. If you want the woman who's a little bit more loud and aggressive, or a woman that's passive, whatever. It's all types of different women out here. So men can choose from whatever. So just because they don't choose you doesn't mean they're intimidated by you. So I don't necessarily agree with that all the time. When my male friends say that to me, they're like, oh, well, men, they just won't talk to you because they're intimidated by you. And I'm like, no, I mean, maybe they see it as though it might not even be a good fit. It doesn't have to be that they're intimidated by me. They might look at it and say, well, I just don't see that it's a good fit. I might be attracted to her. I might look at her and appreciate her accomplishments, but I don't think we would be a good fit together.
So Nico said, "What cards are being shown?" What cards are being shown? We're reaching out. Well, that was dressed for Rodney, and Rodney said too much to type at the moment. So let me kind of elaborate a little bit on that. You may not be showing cards, but others may, or the assumption of a card could be done by that time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he could be wrong, but odds are, and he looking at his odds that if 75%, 8%, I'm right. If I think you show me your cards 80% of the time I'm right, the other 20% may not matter. It's just how the odds are. So if to them, we think the cards are maybe she hollered at me. She's trying to get at me.
Right. I get her. Can you come on live? Can we bring you in live or no? So Erica said something like, yeah, I've gotten that a lot. Many are actually intrigued versus intimidated. They knew I required work and they have to come to me correctly. Totally agree with that. The whole intimidated by me thing, I never really, I heard so many men say that. No women ever said it. It was all men that would say, oh, maybe he's intimidated by you. It's like, intimidated by me for what? It's a bunch of different women out here. He doesn't have to be intimidated by me. He can choose any woman that's outside of my scope. I think it's more so to do with, I think we use that word intimidated because it is, you're dealing with people who may not feel confident in approaching certain women, but I wouldn't call it intimidation. I definitely wouldn't call it that. So Rodney said he can come on. Nico said, I was trying to protect his identity but he stated in the video for women to shoot their shot and he's Christian.
Yeah. So, but baby, I do want to address that later on in the future session about the intimidation factor. That
you want to address that?
That's going not tonight. I want
Why not?
Because that's going to be for another forum.
Okay. Okay, so Rodney, we just sent you a invite. So if you would come on with us.
Yeah. Trying to protect his identity. That's all right.
Yeah, she says she's protecting his identity. Yeah. And I think Rodney's coming in. I think that we have to be clear about things. You know, when we are inviting people in and saying, hey, you know, I'm interested in this person or I'm interested in that person, we have to be sure, like, okay, well, what kind of person is it that, you know, is this person going to be really receptive to this or are they saying that? Right. And I think he showed his cards by not showing that he was receptive of it, right? Okay, Rodney's on with us. What up, brother?
What's going on, my brother, my sister? Happy New Year to everyone.
Happy New Year.
To what's her name? Nico?
Nico, uh-huh.
Well, what I was saying to Nico is about showing all of her card or all of the cards. What I really meant by that you know, if you show a guy that you're really interested, you showing all the cards. You know, if you call him back one time, maybe you only showing him one card. But if you got 13 cards in your hands and you show him all 13, a guy might not want to be interested. He might think, this too easy. I'm telling you, guys like the challenge in the pursuit. They really do. That's actually that's probably a turn on to most guys when they have to pursue a woman.
So yeah, it does. I agree with you. You have to make sure the power situation is going get straightened out. Um, I do know guys who don't once they take run into somebody you think is easy, they don't. Once they don't pursue them anymore. They don't try anything. They're like, I did so. I did what I want to do. I'm done with them. Um, and I know guys who.
Right.
I'm sorry. She's. I can't. I'm sorry. My bad. I can't think and move at the same time.
Thank God for your help, mate.
Yeah, yeah. She sure was helping me from sitting down over here. Thank you. See the face? I'll get it later. But anyway, I was saying, if a woman's easy, they don't pursue it. They don't pursue. There's a lot of times once they have the conquest, even though they're a good person, the lady's a good person, they will not pursue them anymore. Won't call them back or anything like that.
Yeah.
I know guys who would actually their wives they didn't have sex for months, and that's the one they end up choosing. So yeah.
Exactly.
So I hear your point. Now I can't say it's everybody, but I've seen several cases like that.
And I agree with you, Marcus. That's, what I'm sharing is just my opinion, my perspective uh, on how I see things from Rodney's experience in life and some of the people that, I had an opportunity to grow up with, grow up around. That's just what I seen. But again, that doesn't make it. What I'm saying doesn't make it right.
No.
That's just my opinion. So
So Nico said, it's a mixed message about shooting your shot. I think the mixed up part is knowing what's between really shooting your shot and overshooting. I guess that could be split that way.
yeah,
Showing interest, or showing subtle hints on anything, but let you know you still got to work. You still got work to get me. We have, women have to make us work. We have, that's no way to put it. They have to make us work. We don't want, fast food ain't good for us. Fast food ain't good for us. That's the best way to put it.
exactly.
We can go get a McDonald's, but that good meal at the house is a lot different, a lot better for you. So,
That's right.
What you got?
What else you got for us, Nico? Or what you got for them?
Or anybody else?
Or anybody else? It's a good question, and it's something that I think has been debatable in a lot of conversations. Should a woman pursue? Is it okay? You got all these different people saying it's okay for a woman to pursue. It's okay for a woman to show her interest. But I think the issue can sometimes be, so like you guys just mentioned, what's too much? So if I initiate a conversation, it should stop there. Because other than that, I'm being more of the aggressor.
I mean, that's a good way to put it.
So Nico says she's referring back to the sexual question.
Yeah.
Okay. Go back. So, what was the sexual question? I forgot already.
She's referring back to the sexual
Yeah,
question.
what was the sexual question?
The question was, hold on, let me find it.
About to initiate or something. I remember.
I can't find it, Nico.
Can you copy and paste?
I can't find it.
Give us 1 second.
I didn't see it. I know I read it earlier.
I know it. Yeah, we need a producer.
We're gonna get one.
Yeah, we gonna. Yeah,
Y'all hiring?
I believe the question originally was about, she showing interest and the guy initiates. Then I remember mentioning something about is it relationship wise or just a sexual encounter?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think that we go back to that way. So let me ask you this, Rodney. How do you know it's right when you're pursuing a woman? How do you know it's right? When do you feel it's right to initiate sexual contact? For that first time to initiate that sexual contact. How do you know that? What's your indications? Especially now, let me say, and this is the woman you think could be it, or you think she's trying to be, a wife or in the future. That's what her intentions are at. Now we're not gonna say just a sexual encounter. So
Are you really asking me when is it okay to have sex with her?
well, at what point in time do you think would it be right to initiate it?
She said this is after you're in a relationship.
After your relationship, when do you think is the right time?
So Marcus, you want
sex?
So Marcus, you want me to answer that the correct way, right? And the correct way would be
I forgot.
After marriage.
So let me, yeah. You're not the right person for this question.
My answer is anytime Luther Vandross come on.
Well, yes, but really that is the right answer. Now, reality says that's not how it always works. I think that you have to really, and again, I'm speaking from my own past mistakes, errors. You have to consider what having sex really, what that really entails. You really, if I can reach young people today, I'm saying really think about who you having sex with, what all can come out of it. There's a lot that goes into it. You inserting yourself. I'm not talking about your private part, but yourself. You putting a part of yourself into the person. They're putting a part of themselves into you, and that stuff don't go away. It's there, and it sticks with you. So, you really have to be careful about that. If you decide to do that, you really need to know that there's a commitment level there from you and that person, because a lot of things come to play when you get sexually involved. Probably more so for women, there is this emotional tie that goes along with it. They
so Rodney,
usually.
Hold on, Rodney. Somebody, there's a question in the chat real quick, Rodney. what does sex mean to you? That's what she said. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sex triggers a lot. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, you jumped in hot seat.
Okay. Nico said, let's try again. Once in the relationship, the man wants to be the only initiator and view me aggressive if I initiate. I see what she's saying now.
Okay.
Okay.
So repeat it one more time for me, baby.
So she's saying once in the relationship, the man wants to be the only initiator and view me aggressive if I initiate.
I don't agree with that.
I don't either.
I don't agree with that.
I don't agree with that either.
I don't agree with that either.
Because
no, after the relationship is established, I think everybody's involved.
Right. Because what happens is, and I hear this a lot. Over time, especially after they're married, men say she don't act like she don't want it, she don't initiate it, and they don't. I won't say they feel unloved or not say unattractive, but they feel like they don't sexually attract their wife no more. So no, I don't agree with that. That's false. And I don't agree with the men that is, unless they agree with the men who goes that route. You know, as a male, I'm in a relationship. That lets me know I'm still attractive to my woman. You know, that's just plain and simple. That shows me that I'm.
And I think it, and I,
go ahead, right?
yeah, Marcus, I think it also. I was just gonna say that if the female shows, you know, if she shows the man that she's interested in him, that does a lot to the man, his ego. You know, men are very egotistical, and if we don't feel like the woman is interested in us by her actions, that does something to hamper the relationship.
Yeah.
Because he walking around going, does she really? Is she really interested in me?
And yeah, and if a man doesn't feel, a lot of men, if they don't feel that the woman's not interested in them, they will seek their interest somewhere else. A lot of them will do that. That's plain and simple.
Exactly.
Because a lot of times, guys.
That's a good recipe for disaster.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ronnie. Thank you.
Yeah. No, I just said that's a good recipe for disaster.
It really is.
So Nico said,
Did y'all hear me?
Hold on, Ronnie.
Misi said, either can be aggressor once relationship is established. Y'all need to be on the same page. Agreed.
Agreed, yes.
And Nico said, okay, thanks. Just wanted to ask.
I agree.
I think she was feeling like she was seen as the aggressor. Like maybe we was looking at her as the aggressor.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sorry, hold on, guys. My phone went actually.
So is Nico in a relationship?
Nico is not in a relationship. She is looking.
But she had a.
Well, I'm not going to say she's looking. I don't know. She is interested in being in a relationship.
Okay. Is she interested in waiting on a guy pursuing her?
Nico,
that question is for you.
So, Nico, Rodney's question was, are you interested in waiting for a man to pursue her? That was the question, Rodney?
Yeah, that's the question, yes. Okay.
You hear that question, Nico? Erica said,
I wouldn't.
If we are only having sex when he initiated, he should be having sex by himself. Men love to feel desired. That's for real, Erica. And Twyla said,
so Nico said,
no surprise. Twyla said some men want his partner to be dominant. Oh, she said men don't approach me; they assume I'm taking.
then you have to ask yourself, why do men assume that I'm taken? What causes men to think that? What am I doing that makes men feel like I'm already taken?
That's more of a, that could be a, that's a question on both parts, because when you think about it, what, as a guy, what are we looking for? What hints are we looking for that we, that she wants to be approached? Or because not every man is super, I won't say very super confident. I'm approach every woman.
Right.
Um, but also, that's going back to the subtle flirts that a woman may do. Not of course not to be able to transition to that aggressiveness that we trying to avoid. The subtle flirts, the smiles, the hints. You know,
Right.
I look texting.
yeah, you looked everything.
Whatever.
Yeah. but you know, but actually, you did pursue a certain level that you had to be correct.
I pursued a certain level.
That you pursued or lubed, came across. I'm trying to practice big word name too well. Anyway, you know what I'm saying. Help me out. But no, you do actually, your aura does say I acquire a certain level or standard, and I'm not gonna do anything less. But that's just the aura you give. That's the confidence that you give. And I knew that when I first saw you. And that made it that's about me. The way you carry yourself. You know. That's about
And Mark,
it was our time. We had to go ahead, Rodney.
well, I was going to say, Nico said, I have no idea, which is why I started shooting my shot. And just what you just described to me, all Kia was doing was positioning herself to be found. And you guys remember we talked about this, that it's okay for the woman to position herself, to make it be known that I am out there, I'm interested, I'm looking, or not I'm looking, but I'm available if someone finds me, and I think that's all Kia probably was doing. And she most of all, you gotta, and I can't help but tie it back to, you gotta trust God. That's all I can go on. And you have to trust God to send the man to find you, but you also have to make yourself available to be found. If you don't ever leave the house, there's there's a less of a chance that you're gonna be found if you never leave the house. You're not positioning yourself. Not to say that the UPS guy, it could be him, but most of the time they just leave the package at the door. They don't even knock. You know what I'm saying? So I think, what you just described, really, I hope Nico was able to hear what you were saying. And that just sounds like Kia positioning herself, because you knew what you was interested in. You knew what you liked. You knew that pretty St. Louis smile was something that what could be of an attraction to you. That's something that you like, and you saw that in her, and it caused you to move forward. Y'all sister then stepped up. I don't know. She might want to say something in the background.
Hi, sister.
Oh, she fussing at me, y'all. That's.
I'm not getting on camera because I'm not prepared.
But she's fussing at me. So if you're not married, just know that when you get married, you get fussed at. Marcus said hi, Corey.
Yeah. So I went straight too far off. What was the last thing Nico was saying?
She says, here's the contradiction. Don't approach a man. Let him find you. Then when he doesn't, it's, what are you doing wrong? That's not fair. I have no idea, which is why I started shooting my shot.
Well, first of all, this whole dating game is not fair. And that's perceived from both sides. It's never going to be fair. Because it's like, Let me take an example of fairness. We're gonna come back to shooting a shot. Fairness from a guy. It's like why do the good guys like we like believe why the good guys never win the prize, as in the high quality females a lot of times. How come bad boys win? Not fair. Um, you talking about shooting, you're shooting your shot, but it's not going to be fair. We're not going to always win. We're not going to always defy the. We're not always the odds are always not always going to be in our favor. Um, you position, like I said, you position yourself. If he doesn't receive your flirt, well, he may not be interested, or he's not. It's just not. It's not the season for you guys. It's not something's not ready at that moment. You know, you did what you're supposed to do. You go on. You move on. You gotta believe that maybe that person wasn't meant for you, or your person was not ready for you. We sometimes we rush it, and when we rush it, it won't come out right.
Yeah.
You know.
So that kind of is like when we allow things to
Yeah.
happen
Every delay is not a denial.
What you say, Rodney?
I said every delay is not a denial. Like Marcus said, you might just have to wait. Don't rush it, don't push it. And I also want to say that I don't think that if you say something to a man, I don't necessarily think that means you're pursuing him. I mean, you can say hi, you can strike up a conversation. I don't think that that's necessarily pursuing or being too aggressive. There's nothing wrong with saying hi to somebody. Again, that helps them to notice you if you say hi to them. That's just my thought.
Yeah.
So she said it's like, damn if you do and damn if you don't. Shoot your shot. If you aren't following God, wait for him and nobody approaches. What's wrong with you? So I just think, I mean, just from a woman's perspective, I think that as women, we can be impatient and we can want things when we want them and how we want them. I think that sometimes we even let things pass us by that may have been right there before us. I think that we don't always position ourselves, which, Rodney said earlier about, going outside, being, putting yourself in a position to be available. So it's all of those nuances. I'm not saying that that's your issue or whatever. I'm just saying, like, we have to think about how we're positioning ourselves and if we're positioning ourselves. And it's one thing to think we're doing something, and it's another thing to actually be doing it. Because, and I do believe this, any man that I've actually pursued, and I have pursued a man before, I was like, let's go out, let's do this, let's do that. And what I found was that he wasn't really interested like that. It was me doing the pursuing. And I'm not saying that's 100% of the time the case, but I've had better luck with men when they pursue me, when they're the ones that have chosen me and have an interest in me.
But one thing that you did say, that's not always going to be 100% of the time. It's probably most of the time. So
yeah, nothing's 100% of the time. So it's really case by case in all of this.
So
like you always say, there's no absolute.
There's no absolute. One thing I will say, Nico, it's not you. We can't. Sometimes you say it's you. Something about you say it's you. It's not you. I'm 45. So I'm 45. I've been divorced. I've been through college. I won't say college relationships. I've been through enough relationships. It took me 45 years to get this somewhat right, and I'm not sure if it's 100% right. I'm doing every 100%. I'm not doing 100% everything right in my relationship. I just got a partner who makes up for what I'm lacking. It works with me. So So 45 years. That's how. That's some people that maybe over half of life. So like I said, it's when things are ready, when things happen. You know. So it's not one particular person. It's not individual. Just when things are happening, it happens. You know. Only thing we can do is right now is be ready for. You got to be ready for when it presents itself.
So Nico says, I'm 50 and divorced over 20 years. I appreciate y'all. Thanks for all the information and wisdom. Well, Nico, I feel like you do have something special coming your way. I think you are a beautiful person inside and outside. I think that if you, one of the things that, Rodney said that really does stick out is positioning yourself. I think that will come to you. I already know that good things are already coming in your life and more good things are going to happen. Nobody wants to be alone. Nobody wants to be alone. And so I don't think that that's the case. I don't think that's your story. Your story isn't complete, but your story is going to take a little bit longer before it's published. That's it. But it doesn't mean that your story is, you're not worthy of a published book. It doesn't mean that you're not worthy of having joy and a happy ending at the end of the story. It just means that, you're still positioning yourself. Your man is still getting ready for you. I think mindset is a big part of this. I think, keeping a positive mindset, knowing that you deserve good in your life and you deserve happiness, it's going to come to you. I've never really kind of thought that we, as a people, were supposed to be alone. And I think in this day and time, a lot of women do say that because they're tired of being alone. So they'll make those comments like, "Oh, I don't need no man." I said this at the first forum. I'm not telling that lie. I do need a man. I want a man. I need that man, and I got that man. So I'm not gonna tell that lie.
Right.
It's important. It's important to have that. So, but I knew that there were certain things I had to do within myself to even be noticed in that way. And so keep having the faith that that's coming to
Take
you.
that trash out for me, Kelly.
It's coming. It's coming. You're welcome.
Kia, that's some good advice from a female. That's good advice.
Yeah, that's actually good advice for anybody, male or female. We get ourselves ready for when it appears.
Yeah.
If we're not ready and it appears, all we're gonna do is ruin it.
Right.
We'll let it pass us or ruin it. Now been in the places where I had a good woman and I wasn't ready for it. I just screwed it up. Being dumb, being non-manly, I'll put it that way. Not living up to what I should be living up to. So I ain't gonna blame it on age. I wasn't doing what I was supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
All right. I think that
was pretty good, right?
For impromptu.
Yeah.
We
just jumped up and was like, we need to go live right now. That was a good question.
So, Rodney, I appreciate you. Corey, we appreciate you too, because I know you keeping him right back there. If he said something wrong, he's gonna pinch him.
She's still fussing, Marcus. She's still fussing.
Yeah.
Hey, we appreciate you all as well.
All right. So
you all are a good thing in the making. You all are a good thing in the making.
Yeah, agreed. And we appreciate that.
All right, then everybody have happy New Year. Let's make 22 better than 2021, and let's look forward to 2023 because everything good is gonna happen.